Hey, it's me again. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling really good. Um, I'm enjoying being around people, but not just being around people, but being around people that actually know what's going on in the world, like actually understand things, and just getting into like open conversations. I'm just happy to. I've lived on my own a long, long time, and yeah, you do get benefits from living on your ones. I think it's good from do. I honestly think it's good. It's good going from one to the other. So I think if you do live on your own for a long time, you do get socially deprived, and I think you lose your confidence. Obviously, if you're not, if you're not around people, let's say, not if you're living on your own, but if you're not around people, for me, my conversational skills, my social skills, they go a bit shit, and I get more shy and less confident when I live on my own for too long. But I'm liking being around people, man. It's actually really sick. So yeah, I'm not abandoning the travel mission, but I'm gonna say to the person that runs this place, I'm gonna say, look, I want to stay here long term. I want to stay here fucking long term. There's so many reasons. I love Switzerland. I love what Switzerland. I love the way that just the way that it is. I think it's just great. I think it's a good opportunity for me. I do. I think it's a good opportunity for me to stay and to integrate. And yeah, it's going to be a cold winter, but there's more to life than just the weather. And yes, I do want sun. I do want sunshine. I do want beaches. And I will get that, but I will earn this. I will earn this. So I want to. I want to prosper. I want to achieve a lot. I want to do. I want to be the best person I can be, and I think here is a great place to be that person. So I've had a great day. I'm happy that I actually went back and swapped that that city bike for this bike. They were both sick bikes, very similar prices. This one's a little bit expensive, but sorry, this one was a little bit more expensive, but this one's sick. Like the thing is, I've been riding e-bikes for a long time now, for like a year or something. Well, I'm used to like Holland riding, like yeah, I've ridden like many different e-bikes, but obviously in the city, on the flat. So picking up this e-bike, it's really it's like a mountain. If you imagine a mountain bike, I would say that's what it's like. It's like riding a mountain bike, and it's fucking rapid. I've just like it flies. It just flies up hills, down hills. Like, and I'm just happy that I actually went back and swapped it today because I felt like I bought the wrong bike, and even though it was a good bike, it was still a city bike, and it didn't feel right. I felt like that I'd bought something that still could be a bit of a liability, um, and it was to do with how it felt, like the tires on it, and it was like it just didn't feel solid enough. It just didn't feel like it was gonna, because a city bike's a city bike. It's not designed to go trekking and going off roading and all that shit. And I'm just thinking, should I really buy a bike that can't go off road? That shouldn't be off road. Like, and then anyway, I took it back. I'm glad I took it back. It was sound as fuck. They let me even give it back with scratches on it. So fucking amazing. I made the right choice. I went back. I picked up this bike, and before I feel excited about it, and I didn't feel excited about the other one, and I feel like I want to ride it. I want to go out right now, but like I went out before, and I was flying all the way around the town, man. Like down like massive hills, up massive hills. Like I just got about, and I was only out for like 15, 20 minutes. but I got around the whole town. It was fucking sick, and it feels like a beast. It feels like I'm riding a beast. I used to actually ride one similar, because it's a Bosch engine. I used to ride one similar. I used to rent one back in Holland, and I used to ride one like that, and it feels similar. It's just feels like you're riding a fucking good vehicle, you know, like you're riding a solid vehicle. Completely silent as well. It just like the last one I had, the last e-bike. I don't want to diss this e-bike too much, right? But it was fucking dog. No, it wasn't dog shit. It was. If you lived in the middle of a city in a flat country, it would be fine. It would be absolutely fine. But like, But it was like, it was just like it was 3 gears and it'd just go, and you could always hear it. And I was thinking, when I bought it, I was thinking, is this technology whack? I felt like someone had just got a fucking push bike, right? And they just stuck a battery on it and just wired it up. It's like, this doesn't feel too good. Actually, right, I'm going to start a new one just to explain. Actually, I'll explain it on here. Fuck it. I'll explain it on here. Right, because I want to explain this. So the first time I've got my e-bike, yeah, right. So before I set off to Switzerland, right, I was in Holland and I was renting an e-bike, yeah. So, but I couldn't take the rental to fucking Switzerland, so I had to buy myself a bike, right. And I went to the bike shop and I found one, and I didn't take into consideration one, the amount of gears, the quality of the bike, the mechanics and the power and shit like that. Nah, don't get me wrong, like I do care about these things, but what it was is I was testing out all the bikes, finding the one that felt the comfiest. Which obviously it's important. I wanted one that was going to be comfortable, yeah, for my back and like straight, so my back could be straight and things like this. But I wasn't taking in consideration that I was traveling to Europe, that I was traveling to Switzerland on a bike, and I actually bought one that was lower quality than probably most of the bikes in there. Now, don't get me wrong, it was a good looking, you know, it wasn't some piece of shit, but it was, it had cheapness to it. Like, and I bought it, right? So I bought it, and it took me 2 days to choose which one, but I bought this bike, right? And obviously, I've only got a selection of what's in the shop, right? Because I had to be out of the country, like, in a few days, so I had to choose what was in the shop, basically. And I tried out another shop, anyway. So, cut a long story short, I tried out all these different bikes, and I tried a few that were better bikes, that were high quality bikes, and had more gears and shit like this. They were both still city bikes. But anyway, the last one I picked, the reason I picked it, right, is it had front and back things for baskets. So I thought, right, this is going to be a good travel bike because I can put baskets on it. Like, and I can ride this and it's comfortable as fuck. And it was comfy and it was like big and it was like a low rider style. And it seemed to tick all the boxes. But my lack of knowledge, my lack of experience, was the reason that I picked the wrong bike. So nothing else, right? Now, I bought the bike and I went out and I went riding it, yeah. So I set off into the city, into Rotterdam, and it was like I knew that I felt like I bought the wrong bike because there was a different one that I liked more, that was higher quality, but less comfortable. So anyway, I knew that I bought the wrong bike. I just felt it. The brake, the like the brakes felt cheap. Like the actual materials were cheap. The sound it was making, and I knew that I'd bought the wrong bike. I knew it, and I couldn't decide what to do. I was like, what the fuck? I was hesitating. I was like, what, should I go back to the shop now? Is it going to be too late? I'm never gonna, and I was telling these lies to myself, you know, like I'm never gonna be able to get a refund. Is it such a ball ache going back now? Are they gonna think I'm a dickhead? Like all this shit. But anyway, I decided to go back, but I hesitated for so long that when I went back, the shop had shut. So I kept the bike, kept the bike. So I learned from that lesson basically, and I did the very same thing today. The very same thing. So I bought the bike, I went out on it, realized that it wasn't the right thing. Obviously, this bike that I bought though was like a high quality city bike. It wasn't like the last one, which was a low quality city bike. So, you know, I got a good bike, and it was a really good bike, but the thing, it had me doubting. It gave me doubts because it was a city bike basically, and if I was going to take that into the woods, onto dirt tracks, you know, like things like this, and it felt like it probably couldn't handle any weight because it was really light. It was really light. So the lesson to be learned is this time I fucking went back. I didn't make up any excuses not to. I didn't take the wrong product. Basically, I went back, and I made a deal with the dude, and we fucking got. I had to pay a little bit extra for the damage. Now, let me say this: the reason it got damaged, before you try and blame me for damaging it, is I set off on it, and the fucking chain come off straight away. I was thinking, shit, this is not a good sign, and I had to turn it over and change the chain on it. Put the chain back on, so it scraped some of the bike. Anyway, cut a long story short, I went back. We did a deal, and then I got a bike that's fucking sick. And this bike is fucking wild. I can tell that this bike is gonna last. It's gonna stick with me for fucking years and years and years. It's an absolute beast. The fucking technology is sick. I went out on it, man, and it opened up doors as soon as I went out on it. I felt like now that I've got an electric mountain bike style, which I've not really had before. I did have in Holland. Like, yeah, I have had before. I did have in Holland, but I didn't get to use its potential. This is like, you know, fat wheels, fucking um, whatever. But I can go on like really. I can start biking. I can start cycling again. I can start getting fit. Um, and I can go off roading, trials in up mountains, everything. So I'm buzzing that I've got it. I'm happy. Like I'm looking forward to riding it. It's so sick. I'm buzzing. I'm honestly buzzing. And before when I had that other bike, you know, and I just paid a substantial amount for that bike, I wasn't buzzing. It didn't feel right. So I'm gonna leave it at that. It's been a weird day. It's been good, stressful, fun. I've been to go outside. I've had more confirmation that I want to stay here. So I'm gonna stay here and I'm gonna do whatever it takes for me to stay here. So go fuck yourself now. Bye bye.